Yo, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna do a random rant. Every now and then, I'm actually going to just kind of make a video on a random thought that I might have. Sometimes you get thoughts and you just kind of, it's better to note them down or to kind of talk about them when it's fresh in your head. And so today's random rant will be about um, Facebook cult-like preachers. And basically, what happens and I think a fair amount of Christians would say they have a ministry, and they preach online or they preach on Facebook, and a lot of us do. We post things on Facebook, and then so that's part of the ministry at least. I wouldn't say it stops there, and so from what I see that is like a cult like feature is a lot of times you got people that will preach something on a Facebook and then you might comment on it, and a lot of times at least some people will just kind of ignore it. They'll just kind of keep going. They could be wrong. It doesn't matter. They don't deal with it. They don't want to dialogue. And one of my biggest issues with this is, the Bible says that we are supposed to be of one accord and of one mind. It actually says, I believe it's in Philippians 2, when it says that we are, it completes the joy of the Father when we are of one mind. So I think that it's very important for us to seek wisdom together and to dialogue together to make sure that we are of one mind, so that way we all believe the same things. And so uh, so yeah, so I so when you confront people on Facebook, the ideal thing to do is to dialogue with them to see if you guys can come to an agreement. What I like to do is I like to go on Zoom. I like to dialogue over video chat. It's a little more fruitful in my opinion. But yeah, so like I said, some of the features or one of the things that I see Facebook so-called preachers doing is they'll preach something, but then when you confront them, just like a cult leader, they'll just ignore it, or they'll delete you, or they'll just kind of stay away, ostracize you. I can't say that word, but yeah, so they just find a way not to deal with you. And I've had people do that actually. This one guy, it's interesting because you see people that are like really bold, and you would think like, oh man, these guys are on fire for Christ, and maybe they could handle this kind of critical scrutiny, and but it actually isn't the case. And I've had people delete me just because I had this one guy delete me, literally just because I didn't agree with him, and then I've had one guy delete me because I confronted him about something that he was doing. And once again, this is a cult-like feature when somebody confronts you about your fault and you just delete them, or you just stay away from them. You don't deal with them, and you don't deal with, most importantly, your sin is that's like a cult-like feature. So the guy was I think he was cursing or something like that, and I was just like, do you think that that's actually biblical? Like, we shouldn't act like that. Um, and the guy literally, it was hilarious because the guy would like accuse me of like following a book. He's like, oh, you just follow this book and you don't really know the spirit, and like but he believes he's led by the spirit, which is another cult thing. These guys think that they're so led by the spirit. They build their foundation off emotion for the most part. And so he makes a video, and he cursing, and he's like, oh, you effing this and that, and you blah blah blah. And it was all because I just confronted him about the way he was acting. And then, so like I said, I think it's unfruitful. It's not honoring to Christ or to God when we have these kind of characteristics within our ministry, or within our just kind of within our dialogues with people. So I want to encourage people to, if somebody has a disagreement with you, if anybody ever had a disagreement with me, I want to dialogue. I want to talk about it. I might be wrong. You never know. People have different perspectives on things. So sometimes it's good to dialogue with people that believe differently, see where they're coming from, so we can complete the joy of the Father and be all of one mind. And that's the most important thing, is to try to be of one mind, like Christ said. So once again, this is a random rant. I'm gonna be doing random rants every now and then. Sometimes I get a idea in my head and I'm like, oh man, and then forget it later. So just a short video, random rant, and let me know what you guys think. And peace. Shalom.